Hello guys, welcome back to coding. So as in the previous video we have discussed about some of these text style techniques through which we can give a great look to our HTML document or say the web page or the website whatever we are creating with the help of CSS. And we have already discussed in the series of this CSS how we have to add a CSS document, how we have to do the styling with the CSS document, what are required prerequisites that we require for a CSS document to be added into our HTML file. So today in this video we are going to discuss about some of the text decoration ways, how we can give text shadow, how we can transform the text, how we can give letter spacing, how we can give word spacing. So all the other things that will involve into a text also that we are going to discuss in this video. So if you guys, if you are new to my channel, do like it, share it, and also subscribe to my channel. And also if you do not know what I'm posting in my videos, so basically I'm posting all the content that could be useful for you from the basic till the end, understanding you each and every topic with the examples involved in it, and also telling you the things that are important for your exam and how you need to actually study for your exam. And I have already posted that in my YouTube videos. So guys, if you are new to my channel, do subscribe it and also share it as much as possible. So let's get started with the video. With the very first part of the content that we are going to talk about after the things that we have already discussed about text. So the another thing that we are available in text is that we can also perform text decoration. So earlier in the previous video what we have done, we have done some alignment, we have done said how we can give the color of the text, weight of the text, and different other things. If you have not watched my previous video yet, do watch that video also before watching this video. As you can see, the link is at the top right corner. So in this we are talking about how we give the text decoration. So here I am just creating a HTML file as I always create. So I have linked the HTML file in which I have given the syntax of giving a existing CSS file and adding that CSS file into my document. After I have given a body tag in which I am giving some headings and giving some paragraph which basically tells you what video is going to focus upon and what are the things that we are going to work with whenever we are working with text decoration. What are the things that are available, what are the properties that are available, and how we are going to use that text property. So first of all we have text decoration. Text decoration, what I am using over here, I am taking some classes. First of all, the class that I have taken is none. Then the second class that I have taken over here is inherit. Third, I will take overline, then underline. I will basically take different ways through which we can decorate the text. So all these things we are going to include in an HTML document. That's upon your choice, whatever type of class name you want to add. So here I've just taken that class name similar to the things that I'm going to add in my CSS file. In this case I have already, if you want to create a CSS file, you can create that CSS file and then you can write this HTML document. But for understandings there, like where you have to use, so I'm telling you this with the help of first explaining the HTML document, like whatever things we are going to display in our web page, and then what changes we are going to make on that web page, and what is the output that is going to be shown when we are going to decorate that text. We are just going to explain that how the text has been decorated with different ways. Like as you can see, none means we are not going to change any text, as you can see from the name. Then we have inherit. Inherit is basically inheriting the properties of the previous class and implementing into the other class, so that will work according to that. Overline, as you see, overline will be used to tell us that the line is at the above. The underline is used to underline the text. And similar way we are taking different kinds of paragraphs, so that each and paragraph, whenever we are going to execute it and show the HTML document in our web page, we are clear through that document that what we are exactly going to use in it. In CSS, everything that comes to your mind is based upon the styling only. So whenever we are talking about styling in CSS, we are using CSS. So basically the purpose of CSS is to give the styling of our document. We all need to include that into a particular CSS file. So in this case I have created a font.css file. So here I have completed this HTML file. So when I move to the font.css, so in the font.css what I actually need to do, I have the font.css file. In the font.css file you can see I have given a p.none. So I have told you earlier also in my previous video that whenever I am using a dot, it is used for a class. When I am not using a dot, it is used for particular ID. So when we want to use a particular thing again and again, we have prefers to use class. So here you can see I have written .p.none, in which I have written text decoration none. Basically, it means that the decoration of the text should not include any of this style. So that is basically none. Next I have written p.inherit. That is the second class that I have defined in the HTML document. So in that what I am using p.inherit, in which I have given the text decoration as inherit. So basically it will inherit the properties of the already existing class. Already existing class was none. So it will take the properties into the inherit class. So that is the taking the properties of the parent element. Next we have p.overline. So basically when I've written p.overline and given the text decoration as p overline, so the overline, what will it include? It will draw me a horizontal line above the text. So that is the purpose of using a overline. Next I have defined another class, that is the underline class. So when I'm talking about the underline class will help me include a horizontal line below the text. So overline is including a line above the text, and the underline part is used to underline that particular text that is below the line. So next we have the class that is the line through. So whenever I'm talking about a line through is basically the HTML tag which is used to make the text add a line over the text, means on the text. Like some of the websites may you open, you must have seen that the text that has been written has been lined over it. So basically that is known as the overline text. So whenever I am going to execute this code, as you can see on the browser, so this is the paragraph that is displayed to me. First one is none, and the second one was inherited, so it is also none. And then we have a line over it, then we have an underline and other things. So we have already created an existing CSS file. Just to implement another part of that, I am using the things in the existing CSS file. So here I have given a text indent that is 60 pixel. So basically what is indentation? To moving of text further or moving it to some particular place so that we understand it easily. So basically when we are using text indent is basically used to understand how we want to indent it, how we want to use it. So basically it helps us give the leaving the left hand side space of that particular text. So basically the purpose of text indent is that, as I have already explained this example. That after that text indent, what we are using over here a property in which we can add some things to a particular text. Like if you want to make some text a particular format and give it a effect, that is the purpose of using this property. So here as you can see I have given a h1 is color is blue, the font size is 40 pt, and the text shadow that I am giving over here is 5 pixel first of all. Then I have written 2 pixel, then I am going to write here as 4 pixel, and then I am going to give a particular color. So it is basically taking 4 values whenever writing the text shadow. So whenever we are talking about the text shadow property, basically this is used when we are using a text shadow property. So then the text shadow property we are using, so what it will take 4 values. So the 4 value define the distance of the shadow in horizontal form, the distance of the value in vertical form, the third value defines the blur of the shadow, and the fourth value defines the set of the value. So as you can see whenever they execute the code, so you can see the difference of that code. So as I told you, we are going to take 4 values. So now I have changed that value of green to red. So whenever I will refresh this code, you can see that a shadow is over the text that is in the form of a red line. So that is the basically purpose whenever we are using a text shadow property. So basically text shadow property can be used in a body also, can be used in a header also, can be used in a paragraph also. We need to define wherever we need to use that. Just what we will write text shadow and that particular thing whichever we want to add into that. So here we will just have 4 properties, 4 values. That is the number 1 property, that is first one is horizontal, then the vertical, and then the blur focus, and then the color whichever we want to give into that. So whenever you will execute this code, you will see the desired output. That we are going to use in this property case of text is, that is the text transform. So whenever you are talking about the text transform is basically used to change the element text, basically like capitalizing it or making it smaller case, uppercase. We have already used up in the previous video so one thing that is in CSS was small caps, which was converting into a small cap. So here I have used first of all capitalize. So you can see the text all over here in the paragraph is capitalized. That is the first way through which we can edit that particular format and show the text in a capitalized form whenever we are going to execute it. Now if I want to change the text transform to some uppercase, so uppercase is similar to when we are using it as capitalized form, because uppercase means all the letters are in capital. In eachever of the thing, whenever we are learning any programming language, whenever we are using some languages, lowercase and uppercase letter are the different meaning. Lowercase means the smaller ones and the uppercase mean with the larger one. So whenever using over here the text transform, that is lowercase. So what you can see, the text that is transformed to me when I refresh it, it has changed into the smaller form. So this is basically whenever we are using a text transform property. Whichever property you are using, you just need to define that name and enhance that property into that particular order. So this is the basic use of text transform property. Next property that we are available in with the texting is the letter spacing. So basically when we are talking about the letter spacing, what is the help of letter spacing? Letter spacing property specifies the space between the characters in a text. So basically what are the number of characters available in a text, it will specify according to that. First of all, I have used a normal over here, so it will just normally display me the text as the text should be with a normal spacing. Then after that we can use a particular type of length whichever we want to give it a particular spacing. So here I have defined as 4 pixels. So whenever I will refresh this page, so you can see that the text property shows me some space between that particular area in the text. That is the letter spacing. Then we can also use some other properties in which we can use it in inherit form, or we can use it in another form, or we can give it a negative value as compared to the positive value. So whenever we are going to give the negative value, so that this result will be displayed to me in this format. Similar to the letter spacing, we also have a thing that is known as word spacing. So whenever we are using a word spacing, what is the difference that comes to our mind when we are using a word spacing? What actually happens when we are going to use a word spacing in it? When we are talking about word spacing will be similar to the letter spacing, but the difference could be only just the text will show me different properties. I think you must be clear about different ways through which we can give the styling to the text, the different properties that are available for styling a text, already discussed in the part 1, and this was the part 2 of the video. So we have discussed about text transform property, text shadow property, letter spacing, word spacing, text indent, and the text decoration. So try to implement these, and if you don't understand any of the properties, just let me know in the comment section. I'll respond you back and let you know what error you are making or what changes you need to make in that. So do try this, do implement this, and I'm also going to be focus more on these kinds of video, and going to add some activity things also if you want me to add some activity things. So guys, stay tuned, do subscribe my channel, and also like this video and share this video as much as possible, so that each and everyone gets to learn each and everything from basic till the end, each and every point explained to you, because this is the thing that no one going to explain you in different form. Some people are just going to execute the code and just show you, so that's sometimes not easy for you to understand. So spread this video as much as possible, so that each and every learner who wants to learn it from basic learn it. And also subscribe to my channel, share it as much as possible, and also follow me on my Instagram page. The link is in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching.